afternoon, students. My name is Anara Bolatova. Today I want to share with you about sights of London. It's little wonder London is one of the world's top tourist destinations, attracting toward of 50 million visitors each year. And capital city is a vibrant arts and entertainment center. Its theaters is also always busy. And 50 years after the Beatles, the country's music scene still rocks. And London also offers one of the planet's greatest concentrations of cultural attractions, from royal palaces to the People's Parliament, from the churches to riding a giant ferries. For breathtaking views, you could spend endless days exploring London sights without ever running out of unique things to see and do. An added bonus is that many of the most popular places to visit are free. And also the first is Buckingham Palace and the changing of the guard. One of the Britain's most iconic buildings, Buckingham Palace is also the scene of London's most popular display of pomp and circumstance, changing of the guard, drawing crowds of them in every season. This colorful and free display of precision, marching and music also takes place at St. James's Palace, where you can follow the band's song along. The mall, as they watch between sides, Buckingham Palace was built in 1837 and has been the London residence of the royal since Queen Victoria's accession. If you are wondering whether the Queen is in, look at the flagpoles atop the buildings. If the royal standard is flying day and night, she is at home. And on special state occasions, she and members of the royal family may even emerge on the central balcony. When they away at your summer palace in Scotland, visitors can purchase tickets for tours of the staterooms, the Queen's Gallery and the Royal Mews. And one of the best ways to tour the palace is the changing of the guard and experience at the traditional afternoon tea. This tour is a very different way of seeing the highlights in a period of time, and having knowledgeable guide to explain the history makes the whole experience that much more enjoyable and relevant for the first visitors. The next is Big Ben. The clock inside the tower was the world's largest when it was installed in 19th century. The name Big Ben actually refers to the clock hour bell, the largest of the clock 5 bells. The other 4 are used as quarter bells. And there were 2 bells cast at the clock tower's hour bell. At first, 16-ton weighing bell was cast by John Warner and Sons in 1856. Since clock tower was not yet completed, the bell was hung temporarily in the palace yard. The bell soon cracked, so it was recast in 1858 in the Whitechapel Bell Foundry as a 13.5-ton bell. Unfortunately, soon after the bell was played in the belfry in July 1859, it cracked as well this time. Instead of yet again recasting, the crack was repaired and the lighter hammer was used to prevent any more cracks. And the next one is Tower Bridge. Plans for the Tower Bridge were devised around 1876 when the east of London became extremely crowded and the bridge, the Thames in that area of the city seemed a necessity. It would take another 8 years, a lot of discussions about the design before constructions of the bridge started. The bridge, designed by city architect Horace Jones in collaboration with John Wolfe Barry, would eventually be completed in 1894. 5 contractors and nearly 450 workers were involved. Construction of the 265-meter long bridge. It took 11,000 tons of steel to build the framework. At the time, many people disliked the Victorian Gothic design, but over the time, the bridge became one of the London's most famous symbols. And the next one is Trafalgar Square. Trafalgar Square, the largest square in London, is often considered the heart of the city. Even since the Middle Ages, this area has been a central meeting place. In the middle of the square stands a tall column honoring Admiral Nelson. And also the next one is a Hyde Park, which opened to the public in 1637. Is the largest of several royal parks in London that are connected to each other, forming one large green lawn in the center of the city. The park is famous for its Speaker's Corner. And the other parks are the neighboring Kensington Gardens, Green Park and St. James Park. Hyde Park covers more than acres 142 hectares and hosts many large events, including celebrations and concerts. It is also a popular place for jogging, swimming, rowing, picnicking, and even horse riding. And the next one is the most beautiful sights of London, is the London Eye. A modern but already very popular tourist attractions is the London Eye, a last observation wheel located in the Jubilee Gardens on the South Bank. The 135-meter tall structure was built as part of London Millennium celebrations. The structure was designed by the architectural team of David Marks and Julia Barfoot, husband and wife. They submitted their idea for a large observation wheel as part of a competition to design a landmark for the new millennium. The National Gallery, we know these sightseeings of London. The National Gallery is one of the London's most important museums. It has an impressive collection of paintings covering the period between 1260 and 1900, with works from Vertili and renowned artistic of the era. And at the beginning of the 19th century, King George IV realized that many European cities had opened impressive art museums to the public, such as the Louvre in Paris, the Vatican Museums in Rome, and the Uffizi in Florence. And in conclusion, how to make the most of your visit to London? Seeing the sights, one of the best ways to the sights of London is on a traditional double-decker. This has been the classic sightseeing tour for years, and it's popular for a reason. It's easy, convenient, informative, and ensures you see the most important attractions. Tickets are flexible with open dates and are valid for a 24-hour period. If you are in London for several days, this is a great way to spend a day getting oriented, especially for first-time visitors to the city. Okay, I'm finishing my webinar, and thank you for your watching. Bye. See you soon.